sitting on my rooftop. I'm a million miles high. I hear strange voices calling. I hear strange people cry.
A poor boy just 5 years old, chanted with the noise that chimed in his soul. He lined up every goal as a child he was certain, and everyone he told asked him not to disturb him. No,
They watched him and they laughed, and they watched him and they laughed.
Beat it, kid.
And they watched him and they laughed.
I'm busy.
And they watched him and they laughed.
And as he grew, he would prove that he had it. And man, nobody knew how he was doing this magic. From music to graphics to movement and acting, he made it to the television screen and he smashed it. You know,
They watched him and they clapped.
Come on,
They watched him and they clapped.
How amazing.
They watched him and they clapped.
So cool.
They watched him and they clapped.
But he withdrew from the lure of the rap shit because he couldn't do what the suits would be asking. He told them all the news, he would choose to be absent, and everyone he knew was confused by his actions. You know,
Watched him and they gasped.
what you doing?
They watched him and they gasped.
What the fuck?
They watched him and they gasped.
You could've made it.
They watched him and they gasped.
He moved to the big city, get dreams. The very thing he swore he wouldn't do as a teen. He generated news and the views was obscene, but his heritage and speed was hard to market, it seemed. You know, so
Watched him and they passed.
no thanks.
They watched him and they passed.
Beat it, kid.
They watched him and they passed.
We're busy.
They watched him and they passed.
Out of frustration, he would launch a scheme. Began to cross the nation as the boss of his team. And people mocked his validation because of online streams, and told him that he was soft because they watched him sing. You know,
They watched him and they passed.
faggot.
They watched him and they passed.
Shit is soft.
They watched him and they passed.
You R&B.
And they watched him and they passed.
And his big day came and it went, cause every dollar spent went from promo to rent. And since familiarity would always breed contempt, they would leave him when he couldn't meet the needs of his friends. You know,
They watched him and they ran.
Thanks.
And they watched him and they ran.
It's been a pleasure.
They watched him and they ran.
Doing business.
They watched him and they ran.
Now people act like he doesn't exist, and every first he ever hit has been bumped from the list. And they run with his shit, spitting it quick, minus his wit. The every man online turning his sung parts up in the mix.
And he watched him and
I'm independent.
he watched him and he laughed.
I'm alternative.
And he laughed.
I'm an artist.
Watched him and he laughed.
Right. 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 Right.
So it's cool when they do it, but when I get it. Okay. Well, if it isn't this motherfucker again, are you serious? You figured the nigga had disappeared and shit, but here he is, wielding the power of perspective. You only give it the best in years in this, cause nothing's more expensive than experience. And I spent delirious balling out of my mind, and I've lost it, I'm buying all they got, all falling in line. Every fraud is a price in this bottom dollar bargaining time. You can't offer me bribes, cause all that you got is already mine, but that's awfully kind. Thanks, now shut your fucking mouth. Y'all been fucking round in my fucking house. I'm hearing the same voice coming out of 100 miles, 100,000 count the underground. There's nothing I frown upon harder than air quote artists borrowing their whole product from whoever's popular and it ain't so modest, like they so hot because they so blog, like it was they marketing dollars that paid for all. And no wait, don't call it, oh hey tone, play the game, don't knock it, but that is a lie, like forcing me to swallow your snot and being like, hey don't vomit, y'all way too soft in these a-holes, dog. I'm saying this shit from a place so honest, there ain't no wrong in it, fuck everything. When I wrote politics, I was a kid acknowledging all of this shit. Now I'm an adult and I feel like a prophet, like how many shots did I call? Shall I call an accountant? Since hip-hop the counterculture became the culture accountant, yet accountability's dead, we just out for them checks. So proud that we gotta sell out for respect, and the barely hidden insincerity is so foul. You live with a threat that high fives are always followed with a request. Somebody said that success is the best revenge, and it's a point so valid. The niggas is all network, no talent. It's an imbalance, so telling it like it is, this might destroy your access to the circus of trend whores or coke habits. Well, I've had it. I'm earnest to the platelets in my bones, and anyone afraid to burn a bridge is too lazy to build their own. I'm obsessive, compulsive reps of what I know. A perfectionist with a restraining order, can't leave well enough alone. So I tend to expose the devil that's closed, but that never bodes well for the soul selling MO. Look, when a distributor fell in the hole and said they were broke, but they kept what they sold. So whatever saw was sending my dough. Here's another lesson to quote: becoming friends with the press is a no, cause they grow resentful. It's best to let that they know the motherfuckers pretend that it's so
essential. The pro isn't far-fetched, that it start fuckers for pencils and toe. But yo, the most disrespectful joke is especially low. I bled for this bro, even went to the Pope to send you this dope. Indie is trendy, so majors will cloak they artists as independents and pose. It's like repping organic Pepsi and Coke. You didn't do it yourself, you ain't authentic, you never knew what I felt. The disable and stress to ruin my health. You claiming credit like you ain't a bit of a ludicrous weapon and ain't of a numerous helpers. You ain't fooling well, cause who's gonna tell? Me, shitbag, you get 1 billion views from an elf? Oh, it's magic. Clear channel, don't have no room on its shelf for a book of spells. You know this shit's bad when the kid's hat is a big splash. If we skip past, if he spits raps and his hip dance is a hit smash with a 6 flat, it's a bitch slap in the face. When you master the trade, and every brick you pay for the way you smashed in a day. So rappers become actors and then actors become rappers. This ain't fantasy fulfillment, this shit is facts for the stage. You went from sucker MCs to whack niggas to herbs, to faggots to lanes, backpackers, net C's, the nerds, the hipsters, the blog rappers, the frats struggle to drill. But none of those names come if you're ill. I got the hunter that went for the jugular, spilling the blood of other hunters, and still I summon the hunger to kill. But you bring out the worst in me, cause the pickings ain't nourishing. That it eats me alive, it hurts and my stomach is filled. That who run to the mill, chasing fame. In this day and age when brutality's raging like fashion, and throwing cash in their faces is gonna change it. It's bad but it's aimless, I can't quit, I have to say this, cause I'm a fucking man and that's dedication. End of statement. Let it go. Man, listen. Come on. This one's dedicated to all the winners and all the losers. Yo. I wanna win at all costs, till every son of a bitch that snubbed the kid is long gone, and every fucker to my bucket list is crossed off. I'm an all-star on the loaded roster that got off to a false start, but installed in the wrong ballpark. Had a major shot, played to a strong draw, but I was X'd out. Probable cause odd. I ain't just good kid, I'm a top dog with a loud bark. When I want a moment of silence, I ask you what my flaws are, and in the end niggas post a frozen like Narcissus. Rockstar with the flow, poser bros get exposed as popular frauds that can only come with an image like Don John. Sharky superior when there's blood in the water I drop jaws. An ensemble that's authentic cast is non-credited extras in a hip-hop documentary on a thorn. I'm here to get it better with everything human fibers on. Preventative measures are taken, so there's a ball lost. My competitive nature's mistaken for hate that caught y'all. Big fish in a small pond, niggas singing a swan song. Isn't this typical? It's all our fault. Witness the business move as they outlaw. Saw it with favors were called on, and a pinch I saw y'all bought to the mix. So now history is just false by default. With the industry's trickery, now the broad lies is bought. With a sense of vengeance, with the me's killing me. I ought to find a resolve to let it go.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. There's nothing you can win that can't be won. Don't want it anymore, so I gotta let it go. There's nothing you can sing that can't be sung. There's nothing you can bring that can't be brung. Don't want it anymore, so I gotta let go. My competitive nature, I gotta let go. My competitive nature, I can't make you let me know. I gotta let go. My competitive nature, I gotta let go. My competitive nature, gotta let it go.
See, everybody wanna be the best, but do none of the work. Leave it to cook dinner to come for the dessert. Well, there's nothing that they can do that I can't, but that doesn't work in reverse. Ain't another person on earth that's versatile when I turn the verse. I let Polymer serve the purpose to further confirm these terms, but it won't, cause she think everyone is the GOAT. You heard? And the herd has heard of me, but they never heard me, and it's tragic. The servant legend gets censored, presses curse me with a pass, and I'm banned because the word veteran is the dirtiest in rapping. Then when my level of longevity, I never tire when I kick the facts. They reinvent the wheel, auto-tune it to fix the flat. Here's a single comparison, let's mix and match. Now dig the pattern. When they get the smoke, they'll take 2 hits and pass. But a metronome, niggas that get 2 clicks and gas. When the breath control, now they're a vegetable. These pussy lions get put on a pedestal. Expect the tone average, 6 bars of the breath, and this is spectacle. Shit's off the wall like it was a pedestal. Tell me you heard somebody better, bro. Now daddy, yo, the best technical rapper alive.
What do I gain from it?
I comfortably say nothing when it comes to the paying public. If someone with cake does it, it's suddenly gangbusters. So fuck who you name, buddy, who's buzzing or changed dozens of times in a case study. If one of us gains love, it divided, we chase money and become what we hate for something we like.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. There's nothing you can win that can't be won. Don't want it anymore, so I gotta let it go. There's nothing you can sing that can't be sung. There's nothing you can bring that can't be brung. Don't want it anymore, so I gotta let go. My competitive nature, I gotta let go. My competitive nature, I can't make you let me know. I gotta let go. My competitive nature, I gotta let go. My competitive nature, gotta let it go.
True story. I used to watch these award shows with tears in my eyes, cause Cause I was supposed to be there in my mind, and here with these guys that appear overnight to be stealing my shine. I had spent so many years of my time recording and performing and writing lyrics as notch, and my career was my life. Failure is death, and I'd only disappear if I die. We're talking serious drive, off of a cliff, no partner assist, or a depth of essence who be steering and wide. Out here in the rhymes, just clearly a crime, that's scary alive. So when some other peer would get signed, it would spear me aside. Stressed and depressed beneath the veneer of my smile, but I had to face the facts, so let me put the mirror to mine. See, my fear is the lie, and the coffin after that I'd accomplish only a fraction of my thoughts. If you're cheated of all my progress, so cheer me on to the funeral. Here we are when they're honest. See, those that have what you want, did what you knew you could do, but couldn't cause it wouldn't be true to you. You don't wanna make music for douchey-doos to do whatever suits you is cool, but the proof's in the pudding, you moved in them shoes. Hardcore. The most brutal music is fueled by the truth, that there's an improvement in you. Money, who and the fuck is you losing to? So test the limits and pursue the goals that you control. The only assertion about winning shit that you should know is success will determine if you're driven or delusional. Peace. I gotta let this go. I've already done it if I did it, and won't repeat it if I did. Imagine what you'll achieve if you quit trying to attain. Cause win or lose, I ain't got shit to prove. And complain? Would you run to the roof suicidal and move as if you were deciding your fate of it again? Or would you cut to the truth and get as stupid as you could all be free to expired? No shame. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. And the time slides right by you, so with the silence without the slightest and never pitter pat, it'll be fickle as shit on you, unpredictable, tick fast. Won't get it last, I break a jack, which shit is bad. The future's in my grass, oop, there it goes. Now everything I was thinking a second ago was in the past, so we live with that. Which tense can you feel the tension? Wait for it in a fourth dimension. Ain't no one getting over the relentless pace forward. It's out of order with your senses, take notice, not a time out. So I hide every clock in my house. I don't wanna be reminded of my anxiety, that I'm out and I'm wasting away while I count down. Waiting for a clean slate, for Pete's sake, only waiting for a dream date. Highbrow, ain't no way to replay shimmy stakes, no matter how good a replay might sound. Ain't no fucking freeze frame to see straight, waiting for the stars to align, or a plausible sign, or a law to be signed. Is it all switches by? Cause really the only right is right now. Pow! Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Time's running out. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. And as each one passes, it adds baggage. You gotta drag it to the next year, quit it collapse. Bit of romance and the concept of living fast. No sitting stagnant, you stop and then it's your ass. So we get attached to the madness of being frantic until we crash into walls that were built to last. And it's tragic. Niggas say give it time, but it's been in mind while they give advice. Luckily I'm wise, it was set aside. The simple takers that were dashing within a prime, but disintegrating in the ash by the finish line. 2 minutes in, 11 seconds gone. You can feel the ticks buried in your bones, and they thoroughly devoted to murder with a servant and notice the ball. When it's over and tomorrow is the no, but I feel it in the bottom of my soul. I don't wanna die, yo, that's all I really know. I could live forever, but my body's getting old. God made a promise, so this clock is hella slow. Holding your breath brings you closer to death. It's the loneliest lesson. You grow to the test, and this whole bit of flesh is a linear experience, except of course within the mind where the DeLorean is kept. And I floor it, cause I wanna hold it and stress this out for all that's left. Before it runs out, I'ma own it. With any doubts and small regrets. We're born at the entrance to the passage of time. Formed as defenseless to a savage design. Morph as we trek it until the reaper escorts us to the exit, molten and breathless. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Time's running out. Time's running out. a time I learned that time was life, but procrastination was theft. So if time is money, then you're gonna serve time when the time comes. Life will pay for this debt, cause when time flies, bet it's first class. And the timeline of credit burns fast. So it's high time that you learn to manage your end of the interest is saving time. 2 time and you find is your worst habit. Cause it's about time that I face the music. Because the way that I kill time is abusive. Cause time and again I get by, get a win, I'm behind a half time. And then right at the end is when I buy, get a win. They tell me time is a snitch, but only time will tell. If telling time will keep you out of the cell. Time flies and it heals all wounds. It's an angel that'll strangle you while it saves you. Time's up. I'm grateful. Time's running out. Time's running out. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. Hold on to this moment, cause you're never gonna get it back. Time's running out. When the deal's dicey, it's evident it's another surreal night. That I've been to check of the lid of my head is sealed tight. I would give anything to replenish the dream inside. Tethered together by a skill line, dropping the deep in the light. The pride reaching for helios heights, leading without a means to survive. To the ceiling of vibes, I hit every bit of esteem and conceal it aside. Cause when you need to feed on it, then it eats you alive. When I believe that you're riding, nobody's seeking your side. To the degree I don't need another reason to die. People turn a blind eye and you got a part of the one. Your character flaw was a self-imposed martyr. Part of the proper shock that exists. It seemed that never felt like a victim, describing the shot of a witness. It's a miss, it's coincidence, it's just a mess. Missing photosynthesis in his den, in my prison within. It's a sentence of wither, but wait, it's a business, so give me the pleasure to flick at the phases I live in this haze. I wanna be riddled with millions of rays in the skin of my face. And the cinnamon pigment is color crimson, the shaded. I've been in the gray and I'm sick of waiting. And I don't wanna wonder anymore. The sun has risen today. Sisters tied to one mother, 5 different sides to uncover. Pick a part of a personality each and develop whoever you wanna be. I got 5 sisters all in one line, 5 gifts and all to combine. Trace it to the root of a family tree, and here's how each one is unique. Listen, sister number 1 had it rough, and she took the brunt
brunt of the punishment, cause she was the first of the bunch to an underage mother who was tough. No wonder she rushed to get married at barely 16 and very young. She become the disciplinarian, but the symptoms of the repression she suffered would bubble over in lust after a couple of marriages go bust. She struggles with different daughters who mimicked her just as mother had done. Sister number 2, sad news. The first out of 4 from my mother's schizophrenic husband number 2. The rumored most beautiful one of the group. At her unending quest for attention, she had a penchant for bad dudes who ruined the magic with baggies and booze. We lose the pure magnetism and attraction that a mother exudes. She mentally never grew out of her youth. As the master manipulator of the lady she knew.
You can be whoever you want. So you can get whatever you need. And you can be whoever you want. So you can get whatever you need.
Sister number 3 is Geneva. In times of war, she's the center where the rest of them meet up. Number 2 would beat up her self-esteem, but the scream of grief second that she was an overweight underachiever. And number 3 would believe her. See, as a teen, she married a dealer who mistreated her, who later OD'd to leave her baby's defeat. In need of a man, she could keep the pattern of peace. His talent beneath her broken mentality keeps her from all the things that she dreams of. Sister number 4 is a Noah. The spiritual core, the enormous weight of it all is too much to hold up. The only woman, no sons and daughters, and so she's focused. The last to get married, first to graduate, perfect persona. Some opinions matter more than control her, but that alone is a torture. So fashion forward is masking the frazzled aura for sure. But the fact she's mostly at home alone and will pick up the phone since the difficult role has been choking her growing older. Sister number 5 is the fighter. That the other 4 will pull out a knife to defend the others with no wind up. If you say it's something slide, just the slightest. Number 5 will probably blind you with driving. She got the eye of the tiger, the slag and the rider. Die for her pride as she's thriving, not trying time. She'll always find a way to survive in the bond. She made it a decade with the guy doing time, and she's by your side. But God forbid you cross a line with the forgiveness too high to climb. Now it's important to observe that this force of nature that birthed this made mother more than the word. There's so many states of this person, though some distortions occurred, that each of us absorbed a portion in turn reformed into her to secure her places and work. This kind of runs in the genes, so we can change it in different faces when it comes to what needs. I got 5 sisters and 6 mothers indeed, cause each one of them was a mother to me.
You can be whoever you want. So you can get whatever you need. And you can be whoever you want. So you can get whatever you need. And you can be whoever you want. So you can do whatever you want. So you can get whatever you need. So you can be whatever you want. So you can be whoever you want. So you can do whatever you want. So you can get whatever you need. So you can be whoever you want. So you can do whatever you want. So you can get whatever you need. So you can be whatever you want. So you can be whoever you want. So you can do whatever you want. So you can get whatever you need. So you can be these pieces of me are your soul. These pieces of me are your soul. These pieces of me are your soul.
Tell me why I'm so lost without you. And tell me why
I want you to listen to me.
so lost without
Listen to
you.
me. Hey, I'm your puppet, no strings attached. Complete any task you dream to ask. I can pretend that I need you back so that at opposite ends we're an even match. Damn, I didn't mean to snap, I will cooperate. Tell me your 3 commands that we got caught. Do you call or you agree demands? You think I conjured the spell from a genie's lamp? Hey, somebody gotta be the master on a team that's captains on the seas, commanders. Honestly, I'm glad with how you lead the path, so I'm willing to sacrifice all the scenes you're after. Kinda fond of the Legion Act with all the schemes and plans. My self-esteem is damaged, and a hunter never questions an easy catch. It didn't take a documentary to teach me that. Now, I'm sick of the pattern and it's easy to add up, but never the one to leave in this matter to keep it from happening. Inevitably, the reason you pass some sneaky tactics and some karmic revenge from a seedy past. Now I can't help it, I'm free but I'm trapped. A black pelican whose wings have been snapped, and you're selling pics to people to keep me intact. Abuse me, use me.
Tell me why.
Desired. And is there anything you want revised? Cause I go right into the fabric and what being to the threat of me is casually tossed aside. Sick and tailor me to cater to wins for an awesome price and it costs his pride. If you can live within a minute, spin the grip, sticking around for the gifts like a mobster's wife. Right, I don't wanna bring you flaws to the light, cause I'm partly responsible. Like, if I ever stumbled in the wake of organized, I know without a doubt I wouldn't even stop your stride. I wish I was somebody more like you with no conscience, driving the darker side. I still appear half sane, but it's too late to be launching a fucking smear campaign with the markers dry. I'm feeling a bit lost inside, though I thought I was holding my moral compass right side up, but my mind's kinda stuck, deciding if I should draw the line at the crossing sign. So which way is it wrong, is it right? Switch daily as long as you like. Hit play in the song, you can call me tonight. Abuse me, use me. Life's a house of mirrors, and I'm hooked to the view. I wipe them down to clear them, and I'm pushing them through. 1,000 idle copies of me smushed in a room. Blue with the Jonathan Osterman, and I'm just as aloof. A crowd of identical twins, I'm mistook as a crew. I found that I can't count on myself, need a look of approval. Let's hammer it home, shatter my sense of self, a fragment of soul. I'm the emptiest shell, no courtesy from love. So I measure this wealth in the currency of lust, and I'm spending it well. I'm your heaven or hell, echoed sentiments swell as you beg me to mention your name, heckle and yell. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me. Come with us. Fuck 1,000 words I can spend it on one picture. Tries to drown your thirst to pretend I'm a mug sipper. Drunken off the curves to get bent to the submission. Listen, if thumbprint is a drug, the numb senses in love, but the reflection is us. It's an obsession with stuck in the sum of ourselves. Publish the self for something to sell. An addiction to wishing that we were somebody else. Now if you follow along, but then you can follow me back. If you got me all in your paws, you within the palm of my hand. If you got a comment, then all of it better be positive back. But you will be barred of God, and the pixel facade is my chapel. The rapture within an apple. Read your responses and laugh. Please link a heart to the basket. Scream to all that you tapped and then pass it along. Authors of captions craft me a song like I got an icon. Refreshing, I'm a symbol, I'm a status. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me. It's all about me.
If you cry and while you cry, if you cry and while you cry, and while you cry,
They say you're wrong in the office. They say you're wrong in the office. They say you're wrong in the office. They say you're wrong in the office.
And as I push back with 7 years of strength to clear my face of the pillow, I feel your weight. I remember the wet material's taste. Threads drenched with spit and tears on the case. If he puts me to rest, and it's here that I lay. Just as my breath disappears, we peel you away, protesting and smearing in name of resentment and fear and anger contained in your beard and gaze. I'm wretched and seared in my brain, and the memories clear of the day. You've attempted to seal my fate, but I know that you love me. though you tried to drown your son with your sorrow, you rather choke me than hug me. I learned that I was promised nothing tomorrow, and you were so fucking ugly that it gored my mind. So I hate that your mug is looking more like mine. No matter how much I scrub, it's getting warm by time. Isn't the irony humbling? Listen, I just don't know how I'm supposed to say this, but I hated your guts through the 80s and maybe 91 at the latest. Now don't play me like the statement here's belated, but there is a type of pain that'll stay with you way in the later ages. And since anger is the stage that follows the now with a phase of arguments, how I can face you to blame you for these behaviors. You the basis for my values, though I change within. You still have to appraise the painting by the frame it's in and the traces of paper thin. The saying is blood is thicker than water, cause no one can strain or rinse off the sins of the father. A major difference from other sisters and daughters. We're trained to live up to similar charges, but once the signature product, so the pressure's on you. The stress is hard, cool, but that's the start and the crew. It's a messy job, but you do it, so let's be honest and fool that we best acknowledge the truth. Our resemblance stopping you ruined, and a mess part of my youth. Talking them through. Conquest. I'm everything you wish you could be. You were always in conflict, so distant and resistant to speak. You're an accomplice in bringing out the victim in me. No matter what I accomplish, I'm still living with this hint of defeat. The issues that seem insistent on clinging to our history is I was the kid you would be when pissed at my sisters for things. Admittedly, you exhibited clear-cut chivalry here in the scene. Couldn't hit the women who isn't you see. The whipping on me with a thick metal buckle because I get tripped on my knees. I misplace a shoe and fit in a lead, giving me grief. Military steeds, discipline, grill the grill like a drill sergeant bark on a 6-year-old rinse and repeat. A pin in my twisted addiction. The sleeves begins with depictions and scenes you hit as I leap. The mattress slid underneath. Perhaps the 15 years it took you to visit jilted me, skipped the greed and dipped and used my crib as a hilt in the sleeve from a night. Oh, that's right, you pissed at my decision to flee. The difference between us isn't just in our genes. With limited means, neither quitting the ship didn't sink. But live the symbols of the immigrant dream. Now peek the rips in the symmetry. So tragic. On some dick and shit you can live from a page. You thought your father was absent, but your mother stole you off and shipped you away. And though you had no examples and no authority figure to chase, you taught your son what a man was. Even though you were lost, you spin in one place. Bitter frustration became centrifugal rages. You flipped your shit for a chick with 5 kids to a name. You overcommitted, filled up your plate. A way to fix what you missed in the case of family. A slave to decisions you made at 20, now with an infant to blame. Driven insane, quick to dismay. Drink yourself to a primitive state. I know how addictions limit the pain, so you get your kicks when you stray. It's a vicious cycle, decay in your platelets. So when you get sick, it's your end of days. But it isn't. Your missus nurses you back to existence. You change, a new beginning, but your ambition's the same. I wish you quit playing the victim, switch up your aim. Look for the day and then rage while it's still in the tank. Listen to a son with no children to raise. A son who's afraid that his image will mimic mistakes. A son who's drifting in space but inches away. Fit with your face before the shit is too late. Then listen, this is my forgiveness in spades. From the start, 'cause everything that I touch falls apart. There's a faulty part of me resting
lets me reach for the structure and then it shoves on my arm. I expect to be late in a rush cause it's smart and it deafens my head to negate the buzz of the alarm. Though I said it, I slept through it. Wait, which one is the mark? And who meddled? I wrestle with blame. But drunk up at the bar, then I'm shredded to death the next day. Hungover, I march to the set of this expert play of what's known as a farce. The director presents and degrades. I flub all of my parts and I exit the stage and I claim I'm numb to his remarks. I'm an expert at lesson in pain. Cut over the scars of the flesh that is left can remain untouched, pure with the dawn. But the second it festers, I rage. Instruction of the facade, ain't no guessing the recipe's flavor crunched under the char. It's excessive in plenty of ways. I'm stumped, then I restart, cause if it ain't perfection, I fade. I run towards the dark like this medicine kept in the shade. He crumples up the yard, I regressively step in. The baby is dumped with the water. The penalties heft on mistakes is much heavier harsh. So when I mess up, reset the game, and thus never go farther. Vet the rejection and hate. I'm huddled in my guard, so instead when I'm sent a grenade, I can bump it out the park. But he tends to deflect any praise, lumps it with the snark. My perception is yes, I'm afraid. I fumble at one yard, I'm sweating whenever there's bets to be placed. Stuttering over the odds, I'm leveraging the defensive delay. Shuffling the cards, I'm petrified of success and acclaim. He stumbles over the blocks, every hex is accepted with grace. He's comfortable in the loss, he projects the trajectory safe. It's control he can charge.
Sympathetic attention again, the shrug nobody wants.
And it's at the expense of his angst, he gun solo, it's hard. Incessant delays does most of the harm. And when a wave of depression came, he jumped over the barge. And in my dread I was led astray, and I dug holes in my yard. My ex suggested we separate, cause I suffocate with art. But there were many more pressing plagues that were stuffed within the card. And then when I checked out, I felt my brain shuddered in response. Ain't no prep for the sense of shame when your woman knows you lost. I felt dejected, my selfish ways crushed my lover's heart. And then my plus one departs like they were plucked from the ark. I temporarily end the ache with sluts, hoes, and thoughts. On a bus home I'm starving cause my stomach's full of knots. And as I slept on this bed of blades, he's puffing a cigar cause he deceptively fed me bait and drugged me with his charm. It's like a sedative, hence the haze. You're somehow absolved, knowing there's someone else in charge. As you plummet and you fall, I'll relent and self-deprecate and publicize my flaws, turning these lemons to lemonade and a punch filled with straws. And everyone begs me to get a taste. It's ugly but it's strong. It's a struggle to evolve from a duck into a swan. Yet this devil won't let me change. He's sunken with his claws until he collects every debt I pay. I'm stuck within these walls, I'm living within an enemy state. Am I? But instead of a stranger penning these checks, the evidence states the enemy's name is mine.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. You will.
I'm out of control and I want you to know that my mind is my foe and it buys by the throne. I try to get a hold of this eye, but it won't subside and it grows. On the side can oppose of my fight and I own when I'm properly thrown. And the side is prone to be private and close. I'm right in this tone where I'm highly exposed. Hopes light and the load of the lies and the loathe. And the size of a bowl, but it's time to me hope I survive to be older and wise and bestow. But despite that I'm over the life that I wrote with the price of atonement is dying alone and I'm out of control. When I'm driving it home, every line of the road is the kind that he roads. And behind me gets broke. Still like a roll with a high from a ghost. But the self-sabotage is a complex process with a conflict. Spot a bomb on my own impulsive thoughts that I'm haunted at night by the both. I was psyched to propose, so hype up my goals. And despite this, he chose to incite the divorce. And reclined as a drone in the stifle of work that he cried in remorse. And the cycle of opus divided my soul. One side's gotta go, but I just cannot decide about the parasite of the host.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. You will see if you ever feel.
We try to get success directly, but there is one to distract us. Sometimes the way is out of reach.
Say what? Say what?
Perhaps she make it
Yo.
ignore.
I am the omnipotent, all-knowing. Yo, Jazz, man. I think you should try to scratch with the other hand. Don't ask, I just know. Yo, when did everyone become a motherfucking expert? Source of all knowledge, center of the network. Absolutely phony, they pose and dispense the guesswork. Ask them if they know when they don't, and they give me the yes first. And every day it gets worse. The next person to give me a lecture, telling me why my head hurts gets dentures. Looks like little Miss Know-It-All gave up the booty to Mr. Told-You-So to save a cherry, but he was mistaken on which hole the poke and had you. A bit of a snafu, considering critical people like you were the first to predict the bad news, the sins and taboos, the type of morons that all deny when they're wrong and wouldn't get nothing out of this verse if they bought the rights to the song, but that's aight. I don't oppose advice I close my mind for. Got it nose to the blind, I've opened my eyes to quotes from a wise source, but I'm supposed to rely on stoners riding on they high horse? I don't think so, and nor does my core. Go order yours before me. Everybody knows. I try to tell you, but everybody knows. Wish I could help you, but everybody knows. I suppose that I'm hopeless, cause everybody knows. Yo, but who knows? Jack Sandpaper, my apartment's getting teenier. Brag that they hate fame and then divulge it to the media. These cats ain't mainly just to salt the shit they feedin' ya. They facts change daily, Sunday walking Wikipedias. And I'm often disobedient and plot to rebel. I won't follow the good advice that I've always offered myself. It's constantly shelled, yet everyone still wants to share the philosophies. Well, if I humor them all, there's no way I could possibly fail, right?
You should be famous.
No doubt, I appreciate it.
You'll keep it underground for life.
Now, of course, I love to be paid less. These lanes package is sorta like piranhas, so I roll with the punches of my recorders like Rihanna.
Why don't you tour with Common?
Awesome, Aura never thought of.
You should go straight for Kesha.
Son, I'd rather be drawn and quartered by chihuahuas.
Dumb it down like Jake.
Too smart to lower my prowess.
Just get a track from Dr. Dre.
Alright, well hold up while I call him. You got his number? I don't. If the answer's no, then jam the phone right in your fucking pie hole till it kills the dial tone. Cause I know you mean well, and the crime isn't that. But money, you making up answers to questions I didn't ask. And then to disguise it as facts. Come on, son. That's lower than my balls hung on a hot summer day running through Tulsa. To be craving sight, like how to be great on the mic. Then you be an idiot not to take my advice, right? But apparently everybody knows but me. Hey, I try to tell you, but everybody knows. Yo, son, wish I could help you, but fucking everybody knows. Man, I suppose that I'm hopeless, cause everybody knows. But who knows? Get ignorant. Everybody knows. I try to tell you, but everybody knows. Yo, son, wish I could help you, but everybody knows. I suppose that I'm hopeless, cause everybody knows. Yo, but who knows? You know what it is. Tonedeff, Krs-One, Q&Y. They say the only true wisdom is knowing that you don't know a goddamn thing. Word to my motherfucking man, Socrates. I know it's Socrates, motherfucker. Hey, come on.
The things that they know but don't know what I'm knowing. The things that they know but don't know what I'm knowing. The things that they know but don't know what I'm knowing.
I'm in sync with beats and rhythm. Then took a punky on that joint and Sean brought with him. The elite's legit, backroom kids, the Camilla quip. Like how we drop that sweet ass single and still not spill his ill shit. I hit with systems more complex than Unix. Pulled up the U-Haul, and now we moving units. Who number one hit the charts running? So sweet, Codename Fuckyall. You heard on any beat.
On any beat, we more intense than scientific notation. Try and rip this flow, mates and designers with your whole basin. Future aliens capture me to figure out how I write shit. I make MCs watch what they singing more than a bad typist. I examine in each of my scripts before casting a doubt honest. Being me as an advocate, you probably could, but I wouldn't count on it. The summary is I'm ill, every line sick, and the crowd's hopeless. Latino can't follow me when I'm spitting.
I just came to get this fucking beat calibrated. I'm lyrically animated, craftily got just snoring, he salivated. Emasculating kids who be asking why we act this way, cause baby I'm a star and I ain't even got a casting agent. Queens is the borough by way of Miami, navigated through Philadelphia with my man Uncle T translating. Castigating niggas with no reason to be aggravated. You don't wanna try us even if you show 3 affidavits.
Yo, what these niggas staring at, man? Who else could it be? My brother Tone, my cousin Ike, can't forget my Uncle T. Rough enough to lay the smack down and break your backbone, but smooth enough to make the chick in the background of this track moan. Don't act wrong, go back home, tax prone to embarrass you. I'm on higher levels, landing punchlines with parachutes. Arrogant attitude, I'm totally convinced that I can't take a break from battling till you faggots take a hint.
My whole team double back on this shook cat. First question, what the fuck you looking at?
Yo, I had you shook in the back, everything you took it back. Now I'm saying, dog, what the fuck you looking at?
You tryna place your rookie raps up against this Brooklyn cat? You got eye problems, man? What the fuck you looking at?
It's Codename Fuckyall when we be cooking the tracks. You ain't singing this bitch, so what the fuck you looking at? Max alert, rappers curse my bastard verses. Axe get murked for practice. Herbert's Castle serve a natural purpose. Jack, you're worthless. Don't pass until you last to learn it. Man, that's pussy stuff. You confuse your gynae with your taxidermist, that's for certain. Even after the tack for work of plastic surgeons left your ass as girl a half a virgin. We'll find that matching purse you pack your skirt in. Nigga, stay tuned. And if you can cram a Suburban into a day, well, maybe one day we'll let you play too.
I paid dues till we hit the poorhouse. The lyric got us. Minimal attention in the city where I was brought up. Got me feeling for these kids that rap Sally Struthers. Cause every time I've been tested, son, flying colors. Tell them Tone, it's like I feel at home in Queens. Q&5 string scene, music's cold as fiends. Dark like Oak the Briz, we Philly's elder statesmen. Ducking CF in any pen we placed in.
Spit blazing to your face with caged arrangements. Engraving, my fist was scathing and vagrant. Visual lyricist, I don't use words, I say an image. I win at everything if I get no love. We're playing tennis. Uncle T's a bumblebee. You want beef? The balls sting you. Got a name? I'll snuff you myself just to promote my single. Make sure you check it out when we put our records out. I give Indian birds in the hands of time to make every second count.
Your story ain't checking out. Why you gotta lie, dude, and write about things that if you had the chance, you might do? You opened your mouth, strike 1. Your weak rhymes, strike 2. Now cut you 16 bars to 5 lines like haikus. Step into my house, prepare to play by my rules, or else you aim for me like drive-bys and drive-thrus. I'll admit it, you ripped it, and styles do vary, but you bit it. So whose line is it? Ask Drew Carey.
My whole team double back on this shook cat. First question, what the fuck you looking at?
Yo, I had you shook in the back, everything you took it back. Now I'm saying, dog, what the fuck you looking at?
You tryna place your rookie raps up against this Brooklyn cat? You got eye problems, man? What the fuck you looking at?
It's Codename Fuckyall when we be cooking the tracks. You ain't singing this bitch, so what the fuck you looking at? Yo, when tonedeff is in the house, you got stuff. Heads up, make them bounce one time. Keep it live. Who we reppin', y'all? Yo, it's worldwide, y'all.
I swing it from the south, holding it down. That's how we do it in the south. I swing it from the south.
Everything parts of the south so dirty, you wanna be given a bad dirty south.
I swing it from the south, holding it down. That's how we do it in the south. I swing it from the south, where you at? Dirty south.
Open your eyes, heads up, time to shine. Rewind to find I was born with a mind to rhyme. A sensational case of impeccable taste with a placement of treble and bass statements that accelerate when I wreck to the brakes. In a second it takes me to erase any heckler's face. I raise the stakes when I'm setting the pace, baby. That's the move and don't quit, huh? I got bitches nursing my dick where they hoes cause they know that I'm so sick, so I keep my connections close-knit. I'm the usual culprit when your whole shit falls off like an old stitch. Got most of my foes bent, I suppose cause I flow swift. You never need a bag of chew in the back of the watch you close fit. I'm tone deaf, whatever I want I go get. Take 4 of these hoes for the home stretch and they don't even know yet. Stick it with speed and leave both sets if your clothes wet. If you're arid then you're sure to get banned, no sweat to put ya.
I swing it from the south, holding it down. That's how we do it in the south. I swing it from the south.
Everything parts of the south so dirty, you wanna be given a bad dirty south.
I swing it from the south, holding it down. That's how we do it in the south. I swing it from the south, where you at? Dirty south.
I
making this madness happen with the act of rapping so savagely fat. I even got the average handless man clapping and tapping they toes dancing in the jazziest fashion, taking their ass in step class to harass them and ask if they absent. Yo, it's when it's time to take attendance. I'm in your very essence, even have Saint Nick requesting your presence, connecting me to a mic's weapon invention. Ask the inmates, I'll cut you off before you finish your sentence. The best of getting attention on a regular rotation. She gotta get down with no waiting, cause tone deaf is only so patient. Some chickens won't go down cause they're obsessed with the chest of a flotation. So yo, take it down for your notation. New York, Miami, Chicago to Cali, the whole nation. Heads banging with standing ovations when I rock. Got you saying heads up like a hooker punching a time clock.
I swing it from the south, holding it down. That's how we do it in the south. I swing it from the south.
Do parts of the south so dirty, you wanna be given a bad dirty south.
I swing it from the south, holding it down. That's how we do it in the south. I swing it from the south, where you at? Dirty south.
I might get check 1, 2. The non-literal lady killers is coming to hunt you. Never asking just how much ass we run through. I level the field, and if you say we can kick it, then I'ma punt you. End to end inspecting and inventing trends. Pressure your peers to get all of your girlfriends to bend. You like men? Don't stop the action and pause it. You like chicks? Then I'm watching that from the closet. That ass is tapped like a faucet. I smack it and toss it. Don't know when to say when. Yo, we be clubbing like we were cavemen. I remember when you could pay 10 to enter the playpen. Now we paying $30 to get your name in the guest list. Mommy wanna get nominated for best hits with wet lips. It's obvious she's a definite temptress. We then split when I finished my set list. We ate out with an appetite, ended up at the bed and breakfast. Yo,
I swing it from the south, holding it down. That's how we do it in the south. I swing it from the south.
Do parts of the south so dirty, you wanna be given a bad dirty south.
I swing it from the south, holding it down. That's how we do it in the south. I swing it from the south, where you at? Dirty south.
Well, that's what we see when we're down south.
Tone deaf, y'all. Yeah, with
KRS.
And
Word
it goes
up.
like this.
Here we go. Let's take these rappers out. No doubt. On the streets, they ain't got no clout. No doubt. Haven't they figured it out? No doubt. Don't nobody like when they shout. Clear them out. Let's take these rappers out. No doubt. On the streets, they ain't got no clout. No doubt. Haven't they figured it out? No doubt. Don't nobody like when they shout. Clear them out. I am the incarnation of what you do. When you try to forget Chris, I try to forget you. You tired of me saying what's real hip hop? Well, I'm tired of you biting my shit to go pop. This is why we need hip hop history. Cause if we had it, you knew you shouldn't get with me. I'm free, I don't need MTV. I can smash your click like 1, 2, 3. You think I care if you platinum? Where I come from, we be slapping them. Sales don't make you the authority. It only means you sold out to the white majority. What you know about seniority? You ain't major. Your whole album appeals to little second graders. Grow up already before I slap that hiney and put you out of work like Tavis Smiley. I got that razor tongue. You be on the ground with paramedics saying we can't save this one. I stay alert like Red. You keep sucking me, cause you think I'm ahead. But you ain't street soldier. I'll take one of your members, cut off his head and send it to Lisa Evers. We will be here forever and ever and ever, while you'll be over by next September. Let's take these rappers out. No doubt. On the streets, they ain't got no clout. No doubt. Haven't they figured it out? No doubt. Don't nobody like what they shout. Clear them out. Let's take these rappers out. No doubt. On the streets, they ain't got no clout. No doubt. Haven't they figured it out? No doubt. Don't nobody like what they shout. Clear them out.
You got 1 million DMXs, 1,000 Jay-Z's, 100 M&Ms, and 2 million Master P's. But I differ drastically. It's tone deaf, always flow with originality. That's the way it has to be. And if you catch me for the first or the third time, and even if you've searched wide for new styles, you still ain't never heard mine. With the thrust of a turbine, I blur by. Most of y'all niggas can't really get with me, but I know your girl sure try. But that's alright, cause you probably prefer guys to fur pie. That's why your shorty turned by. She like that nookie stir fry with a skirt hike to an absurd height. She by the curb like, don't swear by. But if you got the wood, you got the termites. It's tone deaf, the vocalist, and more tread than a dirt bike. Cats be like, damn, your tongue is rough. Yo, that hurts, right? I blurt my explanation on my worst night. Last heard that 12 mics, thought I was Siamese cause he got served twice. I don't wanna hear about your perk life. Forced to record CBS just to remember what it's like to survive. You hypocritical types of pitiful, willing to serve lies to reserve ice. The need to work for Adidas to earn stripes. My first strike, leave you with burned eyes off of the turnpike. Your man be looking for you surfside. All
of the searchlight. Most cats that use the term nice never been in a word fight. Don't think you've just observed the return Christ when your church light.
Let's take these rappers out, no doubt. On the streets they ain't got no clout, no doubt. Haven't they figured it out, no doubt. Don't nobody like what they shout, clear them out. Let's take these rappers out, no doubt. On the streets they ain't got no clout, no doubt. Haven't they figured it out, no doubt. Don't nobody like what they shout, clear them out. See, I could care less if you carry a gat. You a liar, brothers getting locked for that. All that Olympic-sized pool, you could drown in that. I'm a true school cat, and I'm proud of that. You could see me decked out in a gown and cap, while you killing our people with a pound of crack. What you think, player? You ain't going down for that? Your lyrics prove that you ain't looking out. In fact, you a traitor, and the worst kind of that. In the future, your kid's gonna account for that. We will never stop spitting the facts, no trouble. You forgot about the struggle, I'm bringing it back. I ain't mad, or angry, or any of that. All I know is my people died so I can rap. And what we do when we spit, nigga, bitch, hold dick. We need to switch that to my brother and my sister. Let's take these rappers out, no doubt. On the streets they ain't got no clout, no doubt. Haven't they figured it out, no doubt. Don't nobody like what they shout, clear them out. Let's take these rappers out, no doubt. On the streets they ain't got no clout, no doubt. Haven't they figured it out, no doubt. Don't nobody like what they shout, clear them out.